Hey guys, this is Sam from ART, and today we have another podcast series for you. And what we're going to talk about is Burdock root, which basically belongs to the Asteris family and is also known as New Bank in China or just simply Gobo in Japan. And it's native to Europe and Asia, but has quickly spread all over the world. And in America, it's actually considered to be an invasive weed, so people usually just try to get rid of it and often just unaware that it has many different uses. So the most important part of the burdock plant is of course the root, which is harvested in autumn, and it's used to make a unique tea which is not only very tasty but also has positive effects on the body. And most production of burdock is in China and Japan, where the root is taken out of the ground and just simply dried. So it is then just cut up into small pieces for just easier handling, and the way you make a tea is just basically just steep it for a couple of minutes and you can consume it both hot and cold. And the color of tea is just sort of like earthy, ranging from shades of brown and orange. And many people say that burdock tastes like an artichoke, so you might sense that in the tea, but the flavor is mostly sweet and mild, which is why it's enjoyed by so many people. So personally, I think it's a great autumn and winter tea because of its color and taste, and just perfect when you're just curled up in a blanket and reading a nice book. So burdock root is also used in cooking, and there are like many Japanese meals that included. So some of the most famous recipes takikoni and pork miso soup. So the Japanese also ferment the root tea and make wine out of it. So the leaves and stalks can also be used for cooking and taste similar to asparagus, and unfortunately it was not very famous in Western cuisine and was only occasionally used in Italy and Portugal. So this is slowly starting to change, and people all over the world just starting to discover the nutritional value of burdock and slowly just implementing in the diet, be it through different recipes or just tea. So in Asia, burdock root was known and used as a natural herbal medicine as well. So it was believed that it can help with a number of health issues, like there are even some stories that point to burdock's mystical and magical powers. So it was believed that wearing a necklace made out of the root protects against evil spirits and negative influence. So people also thought that it had healing properties and that it attracts abundance and positive energy. So there are all kinds of different myths and when it comes to this specific burdock root tea. And as far as the scientifically proven studies go, the most famous and important health benefit of burdock root tea is its ability to aid digestion. So that occurs for a couple of different reasons. So first of all, this tea is very high in fibers and most importantly in inulin, and we all know fibers play a very important role in our digestive system. So inulin ensures smooth passage of food through the bowels and just relieves constipation, and drinking this tea can also help with bloating, just cramps, and even nuclear. So it's best to drink it after a heavy meal, and if you have any digestive problems, you should definitely try this remedy. And in addition to that, burdock tea is traditionally used as a blood purifier, and it has been an important part of Chinese herbal medicine for centuries. So it helps circulation and detoxifies the body from like heavy metals and just making your organs healthy. And during the whole process, it also gets rid of free radicals from our blood, and because of its strong just blood purification effect, this tea also has a beneficial effect on our lymphatic system, which is responsible for like carrying fluids in our bodies. And speaking of that, it also increases the urination and sweating. So the result of that is that just the removal of various toxins and just excess fluid from our bodies. And of course, to avoid dehydration, you should drink plenty of water as well. And it was proven that drinking burdock teas will speed up your metabolism and digestion as well, which should in return help you lose weight. So the roots are also used as food in Asian culture because they don't contain many calories but are very nutritional. So these are some of the benefits. And as far as skin and hair health goes, burdock root tea can actually do wonders, and it contains various anti-inflammatory and antioxidants and antiseptic and antibacterial properties. And not only does it provide like moisture for the skin, it also makes it look younger by slowing down the skin aging process. So this is particularly beneficial for anyone who suffers from like skin issues like dermatitis, eczema, or just any kind of issue. So it's also an amazing natural remedy for acne or black spots. And because of its ability to treat the dry skin, Burdock is perfect for treating hair problems like dandruff and dry or itchy scalp as well. So if you suffer from be it hair loss, like maybe you should try this natural remedy. And since Burdock tea has amazing anti-inflammatory properties, it can solve arthritis. So research published in the International Journal of Rheumatic Disease concludes that Burdock could reduce inflammation in patients who suffer from arthritis. And as you know, the spleen is a very important in our body and protects our body from viruses infections. And if the spleen is enlarged, that is not a good sign, because that means it's working like hard in order to eliminate threats, but just isn't able to do it fast enough. So Burdock root tea works as a spleen cleanser, thus keep it healthy. So if you're suffering from like any of the issues as far as the enlarged spleen goes, you should definitely give it a try. I used to suffer from it, and surprisingly, Burdock root worked on for me. And since it's the winter season, Burdock root tea is also used, especially in China and Japan, as one of the teas to treat cold and fever, and it can treat like cough, sore throat, and just painful throat, and even tonsillitis. So, lastly, since it contains a lot of vitamin B6, Burdock root tea has many health benefits for a brain, and it can actually improve brain function. So if you've not heard, vitamin B is basically just essential for like mood regulation, memory, and energy, and that's why drinking this tea can help you improve your mood by increasing the serotonin in your brain and basically give you an energy boost, which is associated with vitamin B. And it can also help with depression and attention deficit disorders, although if you're suffering like from a serious case of that, I mean, getting just a pack of vitamin B is probably a better idea. Or you just, but to prevent from ever suffering from that, just adding Burdock root teas to your, I don't know, daily diet should do a trick. So if you're looking for Burdock root tea, feel free to visit airytea.com. That's AIRYTE.com. And this was Sam, and I wish you a beautiful day.